Hey, what's up guys, Thomas Roger here. Today, in today's video is episode 30 of the Road Subtracts. I can't believe it is the 30th episode of the Road Subtracts. 30 weeks I've been doing the Road Subtracts for, and yeah, let's get straight in with the video, let's go. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is that Boat released yesterday, and I love the song so much, guys. I also love the music video as well, like literally the waves literally crashing onto Ed, and Ed is literally battling the waves, like trying to escape the waves, but the waves won't break his boat. You know, I just love the song and music video so much, guys. And everything about the song, like Boat is a metaphor of depression that I read. I just cannot wait for this. I just can't wait for this album. It's gonna be so emotional, and we're only 13 days to go now, guys. Under 2 weeks to go. Yeah, I just love Boat so much. As you know, Boat, you know, that is just it's the first song on Subtracts, and is pretty much the representation of what Subtracts is going to be like. It's going to be heavy hitting waves, like just like in the music video and everything as well. Yeah, you know, and also with the more higher waves, it kind of symbolizes the even more stuff Ed had to deal with in early 2022. You know. Yeah, you know, of course, we all know what Ed had to deal with in early 2022 as well. Yeah, like the waves, you know, Ed trying to escape the water, but, you know, it's hard for him to escape. The waves keep crashing on him, you know. Yeah, like, Subtract is going to be an emotional album, and, like, with the Boat music video as well, like, literally, Ed was in the cold sea water, like, in October or November last year. That, you know, like bloody freezing, like especially, you know, like on sea coast and that of, yeah, you know, like it's crazy. Like Ed's literally filming these music videos, like I bet it was freezing in that water, guys. Yeah, you know, for the Boat music video, and I cannot wait for the other music videos as well. Just a little reminder, we're going to get 14 music videos from Subtracts. You know, if you watch the Subtract trailer, which was uploaded on the 1st of March. I'll actually link it in the description of this video if you guys to see it again. Literally Ed walking across the beach. Like Boat, of course, I've got Boat already, which was that shot with the waves at the back of Ed. I think was my favourite bit of the video. I just loved that, like, just one shot of Ed. And yeah, you know, just like that one shot. I just love that, and when the waves just keep growing bigger. And then, of course, after that is Saltwater, and then Eyes Closed, and then all the other songs as well on Subtracts. Up to the Hills of Aberfeldy, so the normal edition songs of Subtracts, literally going to be music videos. Every single song on the normal edition of Subtracts, first time ever, are going to be music videos. And you know, guys, I cannot wait. Like, I think, like, Borderline, that is gonna. I think that song is going to be so emotional because of the black and white filter and everything. And yeah, you know, yeah, like I said with the Boat music video, like the waves and the huge waves, like symbolizing all the bad stuff in Ed's life on his back in early 2022. You know, yeah, I just love the song so much, but I just can't stop listening. Like the more times you listen to Boat, the more better it becomes, I think, and that is the case with a lot of Ed's songs. You know. The more times you listen to the song, the more better the song is, in my opinion. And yeah, you know, I just love it so much. Like, this album is going to be emotional but magical at the same time. It's a weird thing, magical plus emotional. Last Sunday, Ed did a Subtract Sundays as usual. The Subtract Sundays last week was the end of youth. You know, like Ed talked about it. I think you guys have seen Subtract Sundays from last week now. If not, I'll play it for you now, guys. Let's go.
End of Youth. This is a song that I basically realised that when grief first happened in my life, that my youth effectively ended because you experienced the first, like, really heavy adult thing. And then it got me thinking, like, lots of my friends had lost parents and loved ones and siblings and whatever when they were like 6 or 13 or 16, and it just made me think that is when youth ends, when you have to deal with heavy life stuff, and it can be at 30 or it can be at 6. And yeah, I wrote this song about that basically, and the lyrics in the chorus are, we spent our youth with arms and hearts wide open, and then the dark gets in and that's the end of youth, and it basically can be from grief or depression or anxiety or whatever, and yeah.
That Ed described end of youth as, you know, like someone really close passing away, and yeah, you know, this song is gonna hit so hard, you know, when it will release with subtracts in under 2 weeks, you know. Yeah, that's what pretty much end of youth means. Like, yeah, I forgot the song medley as well, but yeah, pretty much the end of youth is about someone really, really close in your life sadly passing away, and yeah, you know. And it also talks about the song on Spotify as well. Play guys that interview as well.
End of Youth was another sort of view of what death and grief bring to human beings. And I am very fortunate that I lived a large part of my life without experiencing what it's actually like. And then when it happened, you know, I had friends that had closed up about their parents dying. And as soon as this happened, I found them opening up to me. I found my mum opening up to me about losses in her life that she'd never spoken to me about. And the one thing I realised is that the moment that death happens, like real, like close death, is when you become an adult. That's when adulting begins. That's when real life shit begins. And then it got me thinking about people I went to school with who lost their dads when they were 13. And I'm like, that's the point you became an adult. And I'm so fortunate that I'm in my 30s now and feeling like that. And it, you know, you could be 6 and go through that. And it's just cruel that that is the end of your youth. So End of Youth was written very much, the verses are quite insular, and me looking in of, you know, I've been depressed since you've left, I've tried to fill the hole with wine. It's just like how I was feeling at that point. But the chorus is this the ending of our youth when pain starts taking over? We spend our youth with arms and hearts wide open, and then the dark gets in, and that's the end of youth. And that's how I have seen it and viewed it. And how, when speaking to so many people about death and grief, is how they view it too. Then that's when you have to deal with.
Yeah, you know, like, it don't matter if you're like 6 or 30, like, that's when your youth ends, because that's when it hits you and hits you the most, and that's when you officially become an adult. That's what Ed said about the song. And yeah, tomorrow it's Sycamore. I did read a little bit about the song, but I think Ed will talk about it in more detail tomorrow on Subtract Sundays, when it will release the Sycamore Subtract Sundays video as well. It is emotional. I've read a little bit about Sycamore. Yeah, you'll find out tomorrow, guys. Yes. And then Ed announced Boat on Sunday. Of course, I've heard the song already. Love it so much as well. Which yeah, you know, I love Boat so much. I almost like have it on listen after when I recorded the video, and I was playing it before the video, so I just love it so much. That's what, you know, that's what Subtracts. This is what Subtract is, you know, just acoustic and a little bit of piano and literally orchestra a little bit as well. And yeah, that's what Subtracts is, just simple stuff, like simple lyrics but impactful at the same time. Plus Ed's acoustic as well. Like, we've all, like, this is what we've been waiting for Subtracts for so long now. And even though Ed had to change Subtracts from like the stockpile songs have been stockpiling for 10 years to the bad stuff happened in early 2022, Subtracts, the instrumentals, I think they're still going to be like what Subtracts were intended to be, but in a different topic. And like this Subtracts, it seems like the topic throughout the album is about mental health and Ed's mental health at the time in early 2022, which, you know, mental health is really, really important. And also it's going to be released on Mental Health Awareness Month as well in May. And, you know, that's just amazing. And even though Ed's lost so much, like, been through so much bad stuff as well in early 2022, like, writing and creating music is Ed's therapy, and then Ed playing these songs at the Subtract shows that was Ed's therapy a bit, like performing and writing and recording songs. That is Ed's therapy of just letting out stuff. And yeah, you know, this album's gonna hit so much, but it helps Ed writing and recording these songs, and then Ed just had to just release this version of some tracks, and it seems like with the case now, Ed just wants this album out because he don't care about the charts, he don't care about sales, he just wants this out, and yeah, like, you know, he don't just write songs, he writes stories about. I saw a comment on the boat music video. He doesn't write story. He doesn't just write songs. He writes stories about his personal stuff, his personal life, and that's it. And then he just releases it out to the world. Yeah, you know. For example, like Perfects, he wrote that initially for Cherry, and then it's everyone's wedding or love song now, wherever. Some will make you cry, some will make you happy, but yeah. Ed initially writes songs for himself first, and then he releases them, and then the other people's songs as well. And you know, so everyone deals with grief and everything, and I do think personally this will help people so much. This album Subtracts, when people are dealing with grief and everything. Yeah, you know, like dealing with pressure and mental health and everything like that. This is why I do think Subtracts is going to be like one of his best albums, because people won't feel alone when the feeling's so down. And then there's Ed's music with Subtracts as well, like throughout since Plus, like, well, for me since Multiply, Ed's music's always been there for me, and which I've loved, you know. And then Subtracts coming in under 2 weeks now. If anyone feels alone, you know, they've got Subtract to listen to by Ed. Like, if anyone's feeling alone or dealing with the cards they've dealt, or dealing with, you know, feeling sad or lonely or whatever, like dealing with grief and that, there's Subtract to listen to, and no one feels alone. Yeah, you know, I'm just rambling along now, guys, about stuff, you know. And yeah, like, I'm not ready to hear Subtract, but I think it will help a lot of other people dealing like rubbish as well. Yeah. So earlier on this week, NHQ posted that the Subtract magazine, the Subtract zine that I think I talked about a couple of weeks ago, will be on sale in the UK and Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Morrison's, WH Smith as well. You know, it includes the deluxe edition of Subtract with 20 pages and lyrics throughout the magazine as well, like unseen photos as well by Ed as well. I cannot wait to get this magazine, guys. Like, I do love this type of merch where there's a magazine of Subtracts, and also that I talked about the other week. I do think there's two different variants of this magazine. So the one on the US store is the normal edition of Subtracts, and then the one releasing in the UK exclusive, is gonna be the deluxe edition of Subtracts as well. So yeah, guys, I just love there's a magazine for Subtracts, and yeah, you know, like there's a website called Mags Direct where you can order the magazine from. For example, if you're not from the UK or if you can't access the shops, Mags Direct to order the Subtract magazine with the deluxe CD as well, which I love so much. Like the deluxe CD in the magazine, which is amazing. And yeah, it ain't that expensive either. If, like, for example, the CD will be about £13 or something like that, and in the magazine is about £13 on the Mags Direct's website. So it's not bad. It's not bad, guys. With the magazine as well, where the magazine is about, I don't know, normally about £2 to £5 for a magazine. Yeah, it's not bad. With the CD as well. Yes, I just love the magazine so much, and yeah, you know, cannot wait to own the magazine by reading the lyrics and pictures and everything. And yeah, so Ed announced some early Subtract listening sessions around the world. I think that's it. Global listening events to Subtract so to listen to subtracks early, and I'm going to tell you guys all the places around the UK, right, around the world right now. So Europe, UK and London, the Queen's Walk listening location tells, well, so UK, South Bank, the Queen's Walk, London, France, 4th of May, Norway's tomorrow, that's crazy, in Oslo, Sweden, the 23rd of tomorrow, Denmark tomorrow, Finland tomorrow. That is crazy, isn't it? Like, there's going to be some subtracts listening sessions or listening events tomorrow. That is crazy. And then I think Ed posted America first. I think literally most of the states in America on the 3rd of May. Like, yeah, literally all the states of most of the states of America. There's going to be listening parties on the 3rd of May. I'm saying right now, and then Asia, Hong Kong on the 5th of, literally out the album, when the album releases on the 5th of May in Hong Kong. In New Zealand today in Auckland, and then also in Wellington today as well. Or maybe it was already been and gone, because of course New Zealand and Wellington, literally about 11 hours in front. So I think those listening parties have already been gone, you know. Yeah, and also guys, on the topic of like early listenings as well, I think like it was firstly actually I talked about in last week's video where there was like a early listening like in a yellow container, that in Italy people were covering Ed songs outside of the yellow container as well, and then also in Finland as well, there was like this subtracts container as well. I'm not too sure what it was called. Let me have a look. I do think the container is called Subtracts the Noise by Ed Sheeran, which is in Finland, you know. In Helsinki, and also in Ireland as well. There's like the Subtract listening bench as well. And yeah, I think it is a preview of 10 minutes of Subtracts. Just a little snippet of each song. I never think that's like the one in Italy or the one in Finland, and now in Ireland as well, like a little listening bench to listen to Subtracts in headphones. That there's, yeah, you know, which is crazy. Aaron Desner actually posted something about Boat, which I'm going to read now. Aaron said about Boat, "I'm so excited to share that a very special song called Boat that I wrote and produced with Ed is out today." Well, yesterday. Boat was the first thing that Ed and I wrote for his new album Subtracts that comes out May 5th. I'm also proud of Ed for allowing himself to be vulnerable and write about his emotions and facing loss and illness and those closest to him. I have long felt that shifting life's challenges and sadness into catharsis through music makes you feel better. I stumbled upon this when I was young and struggling myself. It's how I learned to make meaningful music, which somehow became my career. This song is a beautiful representation of the entire album, thematically and sonically. I couldn't be more proud of it and of Ed, and I can't wait for you to hear the whole thing. Thanks to a couple of people for the strings and for amazing engineering and mixing as always. That's what Aaron does, man. I just love the photo there. They're just water running and with the sea in that. And yeah, guys, I can't wait for some tracks, you know. There's not going to be much more Roads of Tracks episodes, pretty much, guys. I've really enjoyed making these videos. But of course, there's going to be more Roads of Tracks videos in the next few weeks. I can't believe I've been doing these Roads of Tracks videos for 30 weeks in a row, ever since the 1st of October. And we're like 2 short weeks until Subtracks now. Guys, exactly 2 weeks today, Ed will be playing his first American stadium show in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, you know. Yeah, crazy. And if you guys enjoyed this video of the Road Subtracts episode 30, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.